You know, so I'm scared. So I get in the car. I mean, what you want from me? I get in the car. So I'm in the car in the back seat. I can't even mimic it. It's so loud though. And I have a dream.
I tell you what, a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay. I'd like to welcome you to Mr. Quick's online video lesson.
A friend. Check this out. A sister. A brother. I don't know yet. And that word is e. Although, but, however. SpongeBob. You don't like SpongeBob? Okay, all right. Oops, why did I do that? How words affect sentence structure and punctuation. This is why we're going over our although, but, however. Yes. We ready? Okay, here we go. How do they relate? Although, but, however. These three words are related semantically. Okay, all right. In meaning, they all signal a contrast in the information that follows with the information that precedes. What's here and here, it shows a contrast between the two. Yes, these three words, very important words. How we use them, very important. Yes, I think you already know how to use two of them. Yes, you should already know how to use all three of them. And I have something for you to write in your notes. Don't let me forget. It's dealing with although and a friend of all those. I see students using it incorrectly. Okay, here we go. Yes. How do they differ? However, these words differ structurally. They are different parts of speech and affect sentence patterns in different ways. Yes. Using them incorrectly can kill the whole sentence. And for you sentence structure maniacs, you definitely want to listen to this. Sentence structure maniacs. Here we go. How do they differ? Listen carefully. This is how they differ. This is how they differ. This is how they differ. Okay. An editor needs to know the structural difference in order to punctuate sentences correctly. Punctuation, especially commas, are causing you to write a whole, let me change that. I'm stuck in last year. Are going to cause you in the future to write a whole lot of extra sentences. You know, while I'm saying that, I think I have some sentences for 11th grade. Or is that tomorrow? Wait a minute, that must be for tomorrow. I'm going to start easy. When I hand you your sentences back and they're highlighted, you have to correct them and give them back to me the next day. Then we're going to get hard about it. Then we're going to implement the 4-1 rule. Now I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the ones you already gave me last week that I have yet to give back to you. When you get them back, you're going to have to correct them. But I still want them every week, Wednesday. But whether or not you do more than need be or more than requested, it'll be completely up to you. It'll be completely up to you. Well, I mean, as in, if you get something wrong, it's going to be for every sentence you get wrong, you got to do 4 extras. That's what I mean by that. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's be positive. Here we go. Yes, punctuation. And we should have an idea how to punctuate but and however. We already have an idea in our head how to do that, right? Because we talked about that in here, right? Okay, so let's get busy here. Punctuation errors can result from using the words as interchangeable. Misreading can result from errors. Well, here we go. Maybe you want to write this down. It's so you be really clear on how they should be used. Although is a subordinating conjunction, and I want to take a pause here. Although has a friend, a sister, a brother, I don't know yet. And that word is even though. Even though. It is also a subordinating conjunction. I see some people using even though as a conjunctive adverb, connecting independent clauses. You can't do it. Even though is a subordinating conjunction. Just like its friend although. You cannot connect independent clauses using although and even though, because they are subordinating conjunctions. Yes. So that means instead of making the clause independent, it makes clause dependent. But is totally different. It is a coordinating conjunction. Yes. It joins like things such as two independent clauses. It makes the clause independent. However, is a conjunctive adverb. It modifies an independent clause. Modifying as in it can join two independent clauses. It just modifies the independent clause that comes before it, but it does not subordinate that clause. So, out of these three, the only one that is subordinating is although. That's another way to look at it. And its friend even though. Because some people use them interchangeable. They use them like as the same. That's okay, that's okay. But you have to always remember that even though and although, always subordinating. You can't put a semicolon, even though, comma. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. And you can't put a comma, even though. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't put a comma in although. You can't do that. You can't do that. The only time you use a comma is if you start out the sentence with even though or although. Then you can put a comma. That's it, because I saw over the weekend I saw a lot of these. Okay? What's the difference? There's not really a difference because they're both subordinating. It's not really a difference. So, don't try to use them as a word that can connect independent clauses. That's what I didn't want to forget. I got to figure that I didn't forget it. Now I got it. Okay, you got this? Okay, here it is. Sentence analysis. So we're big time. We're like scientists now. Welcome to Mr. Quick's language lab. Although I have studied the textbook, I am still confused. Is that okay? Okay, what's wrong with it? You have to put a comma after although. What's so funny? What's so funny? Don't pay no attention to that. Be a leader. Okay. Anyone else? You said there's something wrong with it. Or there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. Hafsa, is it okay? You don't know. Sit up. Is it okay? Because you're going over in your mind sentence structure. You say, okay, that's a subordinating one. So yeah, you're supposed to have a comma there, right? Okay, let's see. We have two clauses. Two pairs, subject and verb. You got that. Did we notice that? Did we have that? Yes? We're using all our sentence structure knowledge here. Subordinating conjunction. We knew that. We knew that. Right? Although it's a subordinating conjunction. You just wrote it down. Okay, here we go. Where's the dependent clause in this sentence? Who agrees that the second clause is the dependent clause? Raise your hand if you say in this sentence the second clause is the dependent clause. Raise your hand high. I need to see it. What's wrong? Raise your hand. Miss Alette? Miss Alette? The first clause. Oh, okay. So we know what the dependent clause is. Okay. Complex sentence, right? This is what I meant by analysis. We're supposed to be analyzing the sentence. You're supposed to be telling me all the different aspects of the sentence. Hafsa. Analyze the sentence. Break it down. Dissect it. Tell me all about this sentence. Okay. 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 That's it? Okay. All right. All right. Anything else about this sentence we want to analyze? What type of sentence is it? What type of sentence is it? You say complex? No, I'll say it complex. Now I want you to say complex. Complex. Who agrees that it's complex? Raise your hand. You agree? No. Raise your hand if you agree that it's complex. Raise your hand. Be a leader. Raise your hand if you say it's not complex. Raise your hand. You gotta raise your hand. Either or. Raise your hand if you say it's complex. Raise your hand if you say it's not complex. You got to raise your hand. Okay, we know what? Okay, we know that. And it is complex. I'm going to start assigning some extra sentences. Because we've been going over this 2 years. 2 years we've been going over this. 2 years. Okay. Comma after introductory clause, and the introductory clause is also a dependent clause, and that's why we have the comma, right? Yes? Sentence analysis. We do have a sentence assignment this week, not tonight. However, we will tack on some extra sentences to this assignment that you will have in the near future. If we don't get this one. Sentence analysis. Welcome to Mr. Quick's lab. Here we go. I have studied the textbook, but I am still confused. Somebody better break this sentence down, dissect it, tell me everything about it, including the but, what it's all about. Yes.
I have studied the textbook. It's the independent clause.
Yes.
What I'm so confused is the dependent clause. What is a coordinating conjunction?
Okay. But she says it's complex. Are you dare disagree with your buddy? Right? Do you agree or disagree with her? You disagree. Whoa. Uh-oh. Okay. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. You disagree with it being a compound sentence. Oh, okay. So we're going to agree with everything she said? Yes? You started to disagree? Okay. They're both independent. Oh. Well, what kind of sentence is this if they're both independent? Compound. So this is a compound sentence. Okay. All right. And the but is a subordinated conjunction, right? Coordinated conjunction. Coordinated conjunction. Two independent clauses. Okay. All right. It's always another day. Yes. I'm going to scream if you don't get these. I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream. And I'm going to give you more sentences than you can ever possibly write if you don't get this one. I have studied the textbook. However, I am still confused.
They're both independent clauses. And however is a conjunctive adverb.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's compound? It's a compound complex. It's a compound complex? Is that our final assessment, analysis of this particular sentence? That it is a compound complex sentence? Dear leader, Miss Aya, is this a compound complex sentence? Kareem, the brainiacs, the geniuses, just the other day, the two geniuses over here. Do you agree that this is a compound complex sentence with two independent clauses and no dependent clauses?
yeah.
Well, what kind of sentence is it? He says compound. For 10 additional sentences, we are going to wait a minute, let me finish. For 10 additional sentences, we are going to take Mr. Kareem's answer. He says a compound sentence. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Relax, relax. Breathe. Relax. 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 Okay, here we go. The authorities on the matter have spoken. Conjunctive adverb, yes. Two independent clauses, yes. The authority have spoken, and it is a compound sentence. Listen to the professionals. Okay, all right. You know, it's not funny. Y'all ought not to be getting this wrong. 2 years. 2 years. This is not the first time we've talked about conjunctions, independent clauses, independent clauses. Come on, y'all are professionals, above the rest, advanced, top of the line, Okay, here we go. Let's do some review. You thought you was going to have another sentence. Let's do some review. Parts of speech affect sentence patterns. Although but and however are different parts of speech, they affect the sentences differently. Yes. And even decide what type of sentence it is. Yes. Yes. Although, now what you got to do, you got to get this in your brain. Although and even though are subordinating conjunctions. Tonight when you go home, I need for you to go to the writing section of the website. And I'm telling all the classes to do this. You have to bring to class tomorrow the conjunction list. That'll be the name of the link. It'll say conjunction list. You have to print it, bring it to class tomorrow. It'll be on the website. In the writing section. Conjunction list. You have to bring it to class tomorrow. So we can stop trying to figure out what's a subordinated conjunction and what's not. This stuff is important. But coordinating conjunction. Yes. However, conjunctive adverb. We know this stuff. We know this stuff. We know this stuff like the back of our hand now. We live and breathe this stuff. We eat this stuff. We sit around and we think about this stuff. When we get back to writing sentences, many sentences, this will become a part of you before the year's over. Yes. We won't be making those little itty bitty tiny eensy weensy teensy sentence analysis time. You thought it was over. You thought that was it, didn't you? Nope. Here we go. I am confused. I am, however, studied the textbook. Oh, wait a minute. Huh? I have, however, studied the textbook. What's going on with this? What's wrong with it? Everything like what? It's 2 sentences now. Yeah.
I'm confused.
I am confused. That's a sentence, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what about the sentence where our little word that we're paying attention to today is contained? What's going on with this sentence? I need to know. I need to analyze it. I need to know some things about it. Come on, let's go. What is? Is one independent clause? You agree? It has to be an independent clause because that first one, that's too small to be an independent clause, right?
Everything is independent.
The whole thing is an independent clause. Okay, all right. You agree? Kareem? Because once the authority speaks, that's it. We got to go with the big man says. He says that's it. That's it. Sentence time. What you say, Ms. Hafsa? What is dependent? The whole thing, right? Oh, okay. I give you that. Well, what about this sentence here with the however in it? Is it okay? It's independent. The whole thing is independent. Oh well, here we go. In this sentence, however, is an adverb. 2 simple sentences. The adverb is an interrupting word that requires a pair of commas. And you were right, Miss Heidi. She is right. This is an independent clause. You knew that, right? Yes. However, it's not acting as a conjunctive adverb here. It is just acting as an adverb. It does have some other jobs. The word however has other jobs other than being a conjunctive adverb, connecting independent clauses. It's also just an adverb. And this is how it's being used in this sentence, as just an adverb. Yes? In that case, when it is in the middle of the sentence, just put commas around it. We see that? Okay, good, okay. All right. Sentence types. We know, Miss Aya, tell me about the different types of sentences. Simple sentence, compound. Okay, tell me about complex sentence. Tell me about complex sentence. Tell me about a compound sentence. Heidi, tell me about a complex sentence. Ahmed, tell me about a simple sentence. And Muhammad, tell me about a complex compound sentence. And I tell you what, whoever gets it wrong gets the sentences. Say, lastly, that's fair. You got 1 minute. She has compound, you have complex, he has simple, he has compound, complex. Tell me about it. Whoever doesn't tell me, they get extra sentences. You got 45 seconds. Yes. Oh yeah. Party time. 30 seconds. Oh, you already know. Yeah, I don't need to look at my notebook. I know about this stuff. Okay. 15 seconds. I know you know. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Wait a minute. 5 seconds. Wait. Time's up. Turn around, Miss Heidi. Turn around, Miss Heidi. Oh, we're going to start with Aya because we started with her. Aya, I need to know. Wait a minute. Only thing I need to know, I don't need you to tell me about nothing else. All I need to know, tell me about a compound sentence. Excuse me. Tell me about a compound sentence. Heidi, tell me about a complex sentence.
Okay, it's formed by subordinating conjunctions.
Mm-hmm.
And like after, however, although, and stuff. Yeah.
That's it. Does it have clauses in it?
Clauses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of clauses?
No.
Wait a minute. Excuse me.
Dependent.
Simple sentence. Tell me about a simple sentence. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Tell me about a compound complex sentence. Okay. That's it? What, you weren't ready for me to ask you for more? Okay. 5 extra sentences for Wednesday sentences. That's it. Ain't any need to talk. We done talked about this a bazillion times, and you can't give me the answer. Here we go. Compound sentence. That was Miss Aya's Kareem. 2 independent clauses. Join with comma plus coordinated conjunction, or join with a semicolon. Complex sentence. That was Heidi. She told us 1 independent clause, 1 dependent clause, join with a comma, nothing, or nothing. Never a semicolon. You never join independent clauses with a semicolon. You don't do that. Yes, we already know that. We already got this in our notebooks about 1,000,000 times. So many times you had to stop writing it. Wait, you still don't know if you're right? Oh, okay. Why are you asking me? Okay, here we go. All right. Note candy. Note candy. Note candy. Although makes a clause dependent and the sentence complex, because although is a subordinated conjunction. It is not and cannot be used to connect 2 independent clauses, but joins independent clauses in a compound sentence because it is a part of the coordinating conjunction family, the fanboys. Sounds like a group, the fanboys. And we already know about the fanboys. However, can join independent clauses, but does not change their independence. It keeps the clause independent, it just joins them. And however can also be used as just an adverb in a sentence. So we have to be careful. If we're going to use however as an adverb, we have to make sure that we're using it just as an adverb. Because when you put 2 commas around however and forget the semicolon, I think you're just using an adverb. Yes. So sometimes I will highlight it in blue as a simple sentence. Or I will highlight it in green as a run-on sentence. Run-on or fused. Meaning that you just tried to put 2 independent clauses together because you just got 2 commas and a however. So I'm thinking using it as an adverb and not as a conjunctive adverb. Okay. We got that? Exercise time, our favorite. When editors analyze sentence structure, they punctuate correctly. Although it is easy to confuse different parts of speech, that is a sentence. I don't know. Should we fix it? Is it okay? Muhammad? Unfortunately, I don't have anything highlighted in there. So you have to really use your brains now. Yes. Is it okay?
No, because you said although will be before after semicolon.
Semicolon?
No, he said comma.
I said a comma?
No, you can put it here.
You can't put it here. Okay. So Ms. Heidi says there's a problem with the although. What'd you say, Muhammad? Looks good to you? No? What's wrong with it? Huh? Although? Okay, well, yeah, well, I guess although something's wrong with it. Kareem, what do you think? Aya, you disagree? You can't disagree with your friend? You said it's okay. You don't want to be a leader? It's okay as is. Just leave it like that. Put a comma after although. Don't. But leave the semicolon there. That's good. Yeah. You can't put a so you're not agreeing with her. Uh-oh.
You can put it here.
You can
be after semicolon. You have to put it at the beginning of the sentence.
Yes.
Or take it off.
What do you say, Mr. Liban? Can't have a semicolon there. Ahmed, what do you say? Nope. Ahmed? Nope. Muhammad? Let us allow us to analyze the sentence. I sound like one of them fancy professors. Okay. When editors analyze sentence structure, they punctuate correctly, although it is easy to confuse the different parts of speech. Dependent clause, subject, verb. Okay, we got that. Independent clause, yes. Dependent clause, subordinated conjunction. Yes, we can't put a semicolon there. We can't. You're right. But we can just use although. Yes? Is that? It can be time. Okay, sorry. We get that?
Or you can put it at the beginning of the sentence.
Oh, yeah. Or you can put it at the beginning of the sentence. If you put it at the beginning of the sentence, what do you have to do?
Although it's easy to use that parts of speech, comma.
Yes. Look at that. Honey. Okay. All right, here we go. What should we do, Mr. Muhammad? Delete the semicolon or replace it with a comma? Yes. Neither? Oh. What should we do? Delete the semicolon or replace it with a comma?
Where's the sentence?
We just saw the sentence before. Same sentence.
Oh.
Delete it. Yes. 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 Do we see? Do you see any commas anywhere near although? No. Don't put any commas before or after although. Although doesn't like commas. Okay? Leave the commas out of it. Okay? Yes? All right. We all have to agree. Yes? Okay. Here we go. What should we do? Replace although with however and retain the semicolon. Create a compound sentence. Make a compound sentence for that. You remember this sentence? You remember this sentence? You remember this sentence? Oh, I forgot to have you to write it down. Yes, that's okay. Okay, we can do it like this. See? Now, if you just have to keep the semicolon that was there originally, then you have to take out the although. And you have to put however. Now, say you just want to use a comma. Oh, all right, I was going to talk about the but. That's okay. Choosing an option. In this case, the second option is easier to read because it has two independent clauses rather than two dependent clauses. The second option, the one we just saw, this option. That's easier. Yes? 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 Yes. Yes, yes. I didn't hear bell. We're going by bells, not by noise. Okay? All right. We don't need to write that. We need to write that. No? Yes? Yes? You have to know this about although, but, and however. What can you do? Not much you can do. All right. Look at that.
Tell you what, a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
It's the best I ever